Civilization or Barbarism, an Authentic Anthropology by Dr. Cheikh and Diop. There is no doubt that all these ideas were already known in Egypt 2,000 years before the birth of Plato. And furthermore, by reading carefully, one realizes that Plato furtively puts forward the scientific concepts of Egyptian astronomy on a uniquely qualitative level by deforming them, precisely because he does not understand them well. Plato vaguely wants to deal with astronomy without compromising himself. In the above citation concerning the great year, it is clear that he means to discuss the heliacal rising of Sothis, Sirius, i.e., the 1460-year period at the end of which the first day of the calendar year, that of the planets, coincides again with the first day of the sidereal year, that of the sphere of the fixed stars, which he calls the circle of the same. With the invention of this calendar, the Egyptians had, in the same way from protohistory onward, made it common knowledge that the universe, the celestial mechanism, the world par excellence, is governed by the harmony of the pure number, which is the mathematical time spoken of by Plato, who develops this same idea of the omnipotence of the number. See the quote above. This does not prevent the Western ideologists from crediting Pythagoras or Plato with this innovation, pretending to be ignorant of the Egyptian legacy. The oblique ecliptic movement of the sun in relation to the celestial equator and the eclipses of the celestial bodies, see Strabo's quote above. The planets' phases, the very anteriority of night in relation to day, in the creational process, are all Egyptian ideas copied by Plato, without any reference to his sources, as was the Greek custom. Even at the beginning of the Hellenistic era, an eclipse of the sun sowed panic among the ranks of Alexander the Great's army as they fought against soldiers. Alexander did not call on Aristotle, his private tutor, or on any other Greek scientist, but on the knowledge of the Egyptian priests, who restored calm by giving the soldiers a scientific, natural explanation of the event. Plato and Eudoxus spent 13 years in the Egyptian town of Heliopolis, where the so-called Heliopolitan cosmogony was born that heavily inspired Plato in the Tiamas, to the extent that he went so far as to reproduce sentences from the Egyptian text without citing where the material came from, as when he writes, "That which became has become. That which becomes is in the process of becoming." Tiamas 38b. According to his biographers, Olympiodorus, Life of Plato, and anonymous author, The Life. Plato went to Egypt precisely in order to be initiated in theology and geometry. Here are the terms in which Strabo, one of the greatest Greek scholars of his time, 58 BC to AD 25, confirms Plato's and Eudoxus's voyage to Heliopolis in Egypt. "We saw over there in Heliopolis the hallowed halls that were used in the past for the lodging of the priests. But that is not all. We were also shown Plato's and Eudosis's dwelling, for Eudosis had accompanied Plato here. After arriving at Heliopolis, they stayed there for 13 years among the priests. This fact is affirmed by several authors. These priests, so profoundly knowledgeable about celestial phenomena, were at the same time mysterious people who did not talk much, and it is only after a long time, with skillful maneuvering, that Eudosis and Plato were able to be initiated into some of their theoretical speculations. But these barbarians kept the best part to themselves. And if today the world owes them the knowledge of what fraction of a day, of a whole day, has to be added to 365 whole days in order to have a complete year, the Greeks did not know the true duration of the year, and many other facts of the same nature until translators of the Egyptian priests' papers into the Greek language popularized these notions among modern astronomers, who have continued up to the present time to draw heavily from this same source as they have from the Chaldean writings and observations. And we'll pause right here and continue back with the passing of the baton and conclusion of civilization or barbarism. I'm Uriel. Highest heart.